Could Antonio Brown really end up being a Raider again?
So wouldn't rule out a Raiders return.
I just talked to Jon Gruden today, might I say. I don't know how it's going to go, but who knows?
You just heard in his interview with the Load Management podcast that it's possible. At the beginning of last football season, I had a video out there saying that Antonio Brown is worth all the trouble. And he was at the time. With AB being one of the best to ever do it at his position, Gruden certainly agreed. And after all that's transpired, here is why Gruden may think it's still worth it to bring him back for another shot. Brown was beloved by his teammates when he first came to the Raiders. He brought a ton of football knowledge, and his work ethic is legendary. And most of all, he looked like the same guy he was when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Great route runner, great hands, and great speed to beat you deep. It's too bad that all the Raiders would get from him is a few good practices. The closest he came to playing in the game for the Raiders is warming up for the Arizona Cardinals, and even that was a preseason game. It all started with his freezer-burned, frostbitten feet. And from there, he would miss practice because he couldn't find a helmet that he liked. Or was he trying to force his way to the New England Patriots? This reaction says yes, but it didn't work out for him there. Meanwhile, Gruden and the Raiders had to make first-round running back Josh Jacobs the centerpiece of the offense. And Jacobs showed he was worthy with 1,150 yards and 7 touchdowns. He has great vision and burst. And when you think you have him, oh, he's very elusive. Here he goes again, outside, showing that vision and patience to see that hole. Gruden loves to pound the rock, so boy was this a good find for the Raiders. He's also a good receiving option out of the backfield. Perhaps he'll get to show that a little more this coming year. And while he draws that 8th man into the box, Ty Williams, a deep threat himself, would be on the other side of Brown. He can run by you and catch the deep ball, or you can throw it up for him and let him go get it. Carr trusted Williams, so he gave him a chance to make those types of plays when he was healthy. Between that and his route running, Williams was a bona fide red zone threat. Oh. He was absolutely money in the red zone at the beginning of the season. He scored touchdowns in each of his first 5 games as a Raider. Once he beats you, you're done, because you're not going to catch him afterwards. But he ended up with plantar fasciitis and was gimpy for much of the season. They say that has nothing to do with your hands, so it shouldn't affect catching the ball, but it does. With pain comes the struggle to focus. So tight end Darren Waller became the team's #1 receiver. At 6'6", 255 pounds, Waller runs a 4.4 40. The collegiate receiver is a good route runner as well. So he's a nightmare matchup that's a deep threat. With Williams and Brown outside, he can do damage down the seam. And since the Raiders are deep at tight end, they can split him out wide and use his size advantage. He can give you a little something after the catch too. Okay, he can give you a whole lot after the catch. Watch the speed on this one as he's just unable to overcome that last angle. And just because he didn't get a chance to do much in the red zone last year doesn't mean he can't. He can sneak out off of play action, find a spot in the zone, or split out wide and abuse whoever's on him. The Raiders didn't do this enough, so they only had 3 touchdowns to go with his 1,145 yards receiving. Brown's presence would also keep things open up for 3rd and Renfro. Yeah, he brought that up with him from Clemson. In 2019, Renfro was the main reason why Carr was so good on 3rd down. He can get separation in man coverage and find the hole in the zone. And he will continue to work to get open when his quarterback is in trouble. Oh, and it's not over after he runs a good route and catches the ball. A lot of people slept on the fact that he was a return man in college. So once he catches the ball, the party just started for him. He's not known for his speed, but once he's out ahead, you're not going to catch him. And if you're not careful, he'll mess around and beat you deep too. And even though his game is about separation, you can throw one up for him too and he'll go up and get it. To show you how valuable he is, when the Raiders went 1-5 down the stretch to close the season, Renfro missed 3 of those games with a rib injury. Imagine how good the Raiders' passing game could have been if everyone not named Waller would have remained healthy for the whole season. Then add AB, the do-it-all receiver. This guy's routes are sharp. Look at the separation he gets here. The fact that opposing corners have to respect his speed makes it even easier for him. Brown doesn't mind going over the middle either. And he has shown toughness, taking some good licks over his career. Then there are his hands and body control to adjust to the ball and make great catches. He usually gets a ton of separation, but when he doesn't, he can still catch the ball. quarterback Derek Carr throws a great back shoulder fade so Brown will fit right in. Oh yeah, and he can light it up after the catch. But running after the catch is something Gruden counts on in his West Coast offense. Brown has great speed, so you will not catch him if he gets a step. His run after the catch even helps in the red zone. Along with his sharp routes and ability to catch the ball in close quarters. But sometimes he'll just plain fool you. And he can beat you so quickly, he'll beat you deep from the edge of the red zone. He had 15 touchdowns in 2018, his last full season. If Gruden had Brown, he can take some shots down the field if he wanted to. He just runs right by guys. Here he's going to be double covered. Then he's going to run away from both of them. And he catches so many short passes, he can get you on the double move. The safety's going to fall for the okie doke here. Carr can use this as safeties like to jump his short routes. But for the most part, his deep game consists of just running by guys. If the Raiders can get this out of Brown in a game, it opens up the running game, giving Josh Jacobs a chance to follow up his standout rookie season. A healthy Williams could do major damage as a number 2 receiver. And with those two out wide, Waller can go deep, especially down the seam. And with all those guys going down the field, Renfro would have room to operate underneath, especially on 3rd and Renfro. Then we get to see just how good of a quarterback Carr is or isn't. That's what has Gruden thinking about it. Hopefully, he doesn't lose GM Mike Mayock over it. Thank you for watching. See you next Sunday.